Welcome to today's video, guys. My name is Vic. I'm from Badminton Flick. In today's video, I'm going to show you two important things which are going to help you transition from a forehand to a backhand grip while playing in a game. So moving quickly from forehand, backhand. In order to get into that level and get into that speed, the most important base is having a correct grip. A lot of people, including me, in the past and in the current badminton world, people make a lot of mistakes on how they hold their rackets, which actually, one, kills their game, number two, makes them learn the wrong thing, and number three is it's not going to help them achieve their speed or the power. So in badminton grip, we got two types. One is the forehand grip and one is the backhand grip. So what we're going to learn today is I'm going to quickly show you the forehand grip and I'm going to quickly show you the backhand grip. I'm going to do a detailed video. In that video, I'm going to go more deep into gripping. So I'm going to do a separate video on how to do a forehand grip and I'm going to do a separate video on the backhand grip. Guys, make sure this gripping, what I'm explaining today, is definitely not for playing a shot where you're going to play a backhand clear or you're going to do a backhand drop. This gripping, what you're going to learn is basically playing in front of the net, your forehand shots and your backhand punches. So let's go into the forehand grip. A lot of people, the common mistakes people make is to hold the racket all four fingers and thumb like this, and they try to play like this, holding it very tight. Two things with that. One is you're holding the wrong grip. It's not going to help you learn the game. Number two is you're going to hurt your wrist. So in a nutshell, I'll come close to the video, the camera. I'm going to show you how to grip your forehand correctly. So if you're a right-hander, you hold your racket on the left hand. If you're a left-hander, hold the racket on your right hand. So I'm a right-hander. I'm going to hold the racket on the left hand and I'm going to give a handshake to the racket. So I'm going to keep my hand right up to the racket, slowly pull it down, and I'm going to come all the way to the grip. And I'm going to get my three fingers and close it on the flat side of the racket. This is the flat side of the racket. And then I'm going to rest my thumb on the top. I'm not going to keep it here. I'm going to rest on the top and I'm going this finger here. I'm going to just rest it on the top like this. So that's how you hold your forehand grip. Another common mistake, people tend to correctly hold this part of the side, but they tend to do the other thing wrong, is to keep their fingers straight, which is again going to not only spoil your game, but it's going to hurt your wrist and it's going to hurt the whole area this side when you actually play a game. And this will eventually start hurting your entire finger and your wrist. You don't want to do this. Never ever do this. So going back to the correct grip. Well, the benefit of doing the correct grip is when you're playing your shot, if you have a look, you're not restricting this part of your wrist. So your backside of your racket moves freely in and out. Whereas when you do the wrong grip, this part of the racket touches here and then it hurts your top of your wrist, and also you're not able to finish your shots properly. You're not going to achieve the power you want to achieve and the whole part is going to pain. So going back to the correct grip, so that's your correct forehand grip. See, free flow of your racket. When you know that this part of the racket is not going to hit this part of your wrist, you're doing the right thing. Okay, so from this, I'm going to go into your backhand grip. So on a racket, this is the flat side of the racket. So from your forehand grip, what I basically do is I try to get my finger down and try to get when I make a twist and I keep my thumb on the flat side of so from here I turn it a bit, I go to the flat side of the racket and keep my thumb facing on the flat side, and this part of the finger here is in line with the thumb. So from here I brought it down, so it's like this: forehand, then backhand, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. So the benefit of this correct backhand grip, let me quickly show you. So that's how you hold your backhand grip. The benefit of the backhand grip is basically you're using your thumb pressure. If you have a look, if you press your racket on the floor, you're using your thumb. Whereas if you do this, you're not going to achieve any power or any pressure. So if you use your thumb correctly on the flat side, say, this grip is for any part on the, when you're facing front. So you're going to go punch using your thumb, and your shot, punch, shot. Whereas your forehand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now that we know our forehand grip and our backhand grip, I'm going to come down to the promise I said I'll keep up, is to show you the technique or the exercise which you can practice every day whenever you get the time, which is going to massively improve you transitioning from a forehand to a backhand. Common mistakes. A lot of people, when they hold the wrong grip, they try to do this quickly to turn their racket to the backhand, or they play like this. See, it's going to hurt your wrist when you play like this. When they're playing a shot here, they do this. See how much mistakes. They do this. They can't hold the racket correctly. So with learning these two grips correctly, what you do, you can do it at home, you can do it at any badminton center, or even on a wall, anywhere. This is what you're going to do. Go into a nice stance with your body facing straight. Keep your racket on the net. Have a look. So this is my forehand grip from forehand. I'm going to slide the racket inside and turn see how I'm turning from my fingers? Backhand. Then from here, I take it from inside, go back to my forehand, backhand, see? Then I slide back, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. The key element to achieving this smooth way of moving from a forehand to a backhand is making sure you always have a gap here. When you're holding a racket, do not hold very close to this edge here. Always have that gap. That will help you for your fingers to roll. If you're going to do this, then there's no way your fingers are going to roll. So always have a gap here. So in that way, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. That gap here is going to help you change your racket. So it's a good exercise. So I would strongly recommend beginners or anyone who's moving from beginners to the next level is to do this exercise. Even on the floor, you can do that. So if you keep on the racket on the floor, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. It's just what you're learning is moving from a forehand to the backhand.